Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, text, chapter 19, text number 30, 9.19.30. Yatprithviyam Vrihiyavam Hiranyam Pashavasriyaha Naduryanti Manapritim Pumsaha Kamahatasyate Yatprithviyam Vrihiyavam Hiranyam Pashavasriyaha Naduryanti Manapritim Pumsaha Kamahatasyate Yatprithviyam Vrihiyavam Hiranyam Pashavasriyaha Naduryanti Manapritim Pumsaha Kamahatasyate
Yatprithviyam Vrihiyavam Hiranyam Pashavasriyaha Naduryanti Manapritim Pumsa Kamsahatasyate
Yatprithviyam Vrihiyavam Hiranyam Pashavasriyaha Naduryanti Manapritim Pumsa Kamahatasyate
Translation purport by His Divine Grace A person who is lusty cannot satisfy his mind even if he has enough of everything in this world, including rice, barley and other food grains, gold, animals and women. Nothing can satisfy him. Improvement of one's economic condition is the aim and object of a materialist. But there is no end to this material advancement, for if one cannot control his lusty desires, he will never be pleased, even if he gets all the material wealth of the world. In this age, we see much material improvement, but still people are struggling to get more and more material uplifts. Manaha Shastendriyani Pratisthani Karsham. Although every living entity is part of the Supreme Being, because of lusty desires, one continuously struggles for the so-called betterment of one's economic condition. To have a satisfied mind, one must give up his hot disease of lusty desires. This can be done only when one is Krishna conscious. Bhakti param bhagavati pratilabhya kamam rudrogam as apahinoti acharena dhiraha. If one becomes Krishna conscious, then he can give up his heart disease. Otherwise, this disease of lusty desires will continue and one cannot have peace in the mind. Om Jnana Shalakaya
Sadhu वृषभानुसुते
देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
So last week we were discussing how Maharaj Yati was cursed by Shukracharya, and then Maharaj Yati said, because I could not still not fulfill my desires, so if I become old, your daughter also will suffer. Then said okay. Then Shukracharya, he said, I cannot take back my curse, but I can adjust the curse. Then what? If any of your sons will take your old age and exchange your youth, their youth, then you can actually take their youth. So Devyani and Sharmishta together, they had 5 sons. The first son was Yadu. So Yadu, he said, I cannot give my youth to you, because unless there is the system of brahmacharya, grihastha, vanprastha and sannyas, unless I enjoy first and then take sannyas, then only I can perfect my life. But if without enjoying and I directly take sannyas, then I may suffer from unfulfilled material desires. So he said, I cannot give you. Srila Prabhupada writes, Yadu's refusal to give his youth to his father is based on dharma. Later on, in 10th canto Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami describes Yadu. Yadu is dharmashilasya, because he is very attached to dharma. Vallabhacharya gave a very interesting commentary. Yadu thought, if I give my youth to my father, and then my father enjoys it with my mother, so indirectly I am only enjoying my mother. Sorry, my logic? Huh? He is giving his youth to his father, and then father is enjoying it with his mother. So he says, if I give my youth to my father, I am indirectly enjoying my mother. Have you समझ में? So that was a very interesting comment. Then that's why. So Maharaj Yati became very angry and cursed him that you and your descendants cannot become kings. So Prabhupada says that is the arrangement of Krishna, because Krishna wanted to appear in the Yadu Vamsha. That is why he did not want to become a king. That's why Krishna appeared in the Yadu Vamsha, and it was very convenient Why? Because wherever he would go and defeat the kings, naturally he would get the kingdom. When Kamsa was killed by Krishna, the kingdom belonged to Krishna. Because whoever wins the war, they get the kingdom. But Krishna said, no, you take the kingdom. So he gave the kingdom to Maharaj Ugrasena. Like that, wherever he went, he gave. So Krishna is a kingmaker. He is not a king. He is not a king. He is a kingmaker. Then he went to his next son, Durvashu. Then Druhyu, Anu. Durvashu, Druhyu and Anu. They all refused flatly. अरे पागल है क्या? हम क्यों देंगे? हाँ? Prabhupada writes, that's why this is the business of lusty affairs. Sometimes Prabhupada says, son dies and the father enjoys with the son's wife. Prabhupada writes in the Prabhupada. And then father is waiting when my son will die, so that I can enjoy with his wife. Actually, Bahu is like a daughter, But that is how lusty desire, lusty matters. That's how it is. So Prabhupada writes that this Maharaj Yayati cursed these three sons also. That this Turvashu became king of Yavanas. Yavana Desh means Turkey. Right? And some of the kings from Turkey also, they ruled there. Ruled by these kings, Prabhupada, yesterday I was reading Kirat Hunandra Kulinda Kasa, Avira Shimpa, Yavana Kasadaya, Necha Papa, Yadapashni Ashri, Shuddhanti Tasmai, Prabhu Vishnave Nama. In that, Prabhupada writes, these Yavana kings, they are the descendants of Maharaj Durvashu. So Maharaj Yayati cursed them that you will be distracted from the Vedic rules and regulations. So that is when one king became Yavana, another became king, Abhira and all that. So they all became, they were cursed actually to become bereft of Vedic rules and regulations, Vedic time. That is why they became Yavanas. So Prabhupada writes all these kings, these Muhammad Gori and all that. They were all, once upon a time, they were all descendants of Vedic kings only. Because of the curse of Maharaj Yayati, they stopped following Vedic system of Varnashram system, Dharma. And then they became very Lechas and Yavanas, like that. Then finally he approached his youngest son, Puru. Puru explains that there are three kinds of disciples. Tell me, what are they?
All the instructions properly.
There are three kinds of disciples. Right? One is a disciple understands the mind of the spiritual master. क्या बोलते हैं? बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति को इशारा काफी है, ऐसा क्या? समझदार व्यक्ति को इशारा काफी है. क्या रहता है? Very sometimes very interesting slogans they write, na? Other day we are traveling in Delhi, behind one Maruti van, they have written, बीवी से बहस, जिंदगी तहस नहस. बीवी से बहस, जिंदगी तहस नहस. Mukulman was also there. Vishnu was there. We were reading बीवी से बहस, जिंदगी तहस नहस. So Mukulman was asking, what is this तहस नहस? The तहस नहस means? Huh? Huh?
This era.
Huh?
Hospital. This era.
Destroyed. समझदार व्यक्ति को शरा काफी. That is a first class disciple without the spiritual master saying anything. Just by his, he understands the mind of the spiritual master and carries out the order of the spiritual master. Number 2, when the spiritual master gives the order, then he carries out the instruction. Right? Number 3, when the spiritual master one who executes his father's order irreverentially is third class. But a son who refuses his father's order is like his father's stool. Puru, Yayati's last son, immediately accepted his father's proposal, but although he was the youngest, he was very qualified. Puru thought, I should have accepted my father's proposal before he asked, but I did not. Therefore, I am not a first class son. I am second class. But I do not wish to become the lowest type of son, who is compared to his father's stool. One Indian poet has spoken, Putra and Mutra. Putra means son and Mutra means urine. Both a son and urine come from the same genitals. If a son is an obedient devotee of the Lord, he is called Putra, or a real son. Otherwise, if he is not learned and is not a devotee, the son is nothing but than a urine. How many of you are fourth type of disciple? Huh? Please raise your hands. How many of you are third type disciples? Huh? How many of you are second type of disciples? I told you to put tilak and all, you don't have to put that. फर्स्ट क्लास तो मैं भी नहीं हूँ. So Maharaj Ayati, he became very happy. Guru, his youngest son, he gave his youth to his father. And the father, huh? No, Devyan is son. So Maharaj Yayati became the ruler of the entire world, consisting of 7 islands, and ruled the citizens exactly like a father. Because he had taken the youth of his son, his senses were unimpaired, and he enjoyed as much material happiness as he desired. So now, दोनों को पैचअप हो गया. इसके Sharmishta and Devyani, right? Now all this while Sharmishta was acting like a maid servant, but now when she saw that if my father cursed my husband, that is why relation between damad and in-laws, very complicated. If the damad does something wrong, if the in-laws punish him, then their daughter only will suffer. That's why they hesitate, What can they do? Right? Sometimes we see son-in-laws, they behaving very badly, and in-laws, they can't do anything because their daughter's life is involved and their grandchildren's life is involved. One thing in my life I saw, my mother was very daring. My sister's husband was behaving very badly. My mother told my sister, you leave him and come, we will take care of him. But she was so foolish, he didn't come. She rejected parents and everything. And she stayed with the dirty guy. So that is it's very difficult to understand the ladies' mind also, why they do like that. But in that way, my mother was not compromising. She said, okay, my daughter's husband है, दामाद है, क्या हो जाएगा मेरे बेटी का लाइफ क्या होगा? So they never allowed my husband to come to their house. So she said, if they are not allowing, I also will not. And my mother said, no. So that way very daring, Like that. Anyway. So Devyani thought, if I have this fight with Sharmishta, now Sharmishta is the wife of my husband. I cannot treat her as my maid servant. So दोनों को patch up हो गया. So all of them, they were going on a world yatra. Here and there. I always used to think, why these people go to Switzerland and Manali for honeymoon. But this going to the valleys and ice parvat and all, it is there in the Vedic system, Vedic life also. Even Kardamuni also went to the valleys of Mount Meru, enjoying. Recently we went to Yoga Narasimha temple in Melkoti, just this Monday. Very beautiful place, but pray. 100 steps are there. Total 165 steps. But now they put a road. Now still, the steps are so steep. I never seen my Nani. Before we are grown up, she died. But ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, चढ़ते चढ़ते नानी याद आ गई. मैंने सोचा ये लास्ट टाइम है, मेरे वापस कभी नहीं आएगा. It was so difficult. Wow. I was just panting. And these people, they go, I don't know why, they go trekking and all that. Some people enjoy it, climbing the mountains. I always wonder why this they climb, Mount Everest. क्या मिलता है? हाँ? कितने लोग मर जाते हैं? Dead bodies are, they get buried in the ice. So many. After 40 years, they found somebody's dead body. They matched DNA and all that stuff. Anyway, so. Maharaj Yati, even though he is enjoying with his two wives, he never forgotten Krishna. That is the beauty of his life. He never forgot Krishna. And then he performed various sacrifices, and then he offered abundant gifts to the Brahmanas. And then to satisfy the Supreme Lord, he never forgotten Krishna. Then he passed a law that nobody should worship demigods. Right? Nowadays they say, in Andhra, people have a lot of faith in this Sai Baba. One very famous speaker spoke against Sai Baba. There is one more guy, Kalki Bhagwan. In Rajamandri, on the bank of Godavari, there is a beautiful temple of Krishna, our ISKCON temple. There is one devotee, Satyagopinath, he built the temple. And then just adjacent to our temple, this Kalki Bhagwan had an ashram. And then he was very popular in Andhra. And he is a big time cheater. Satyagopinath, he was a very famous speaker, and then he was speaking very strongly against Kalki Bhagwan. Kalki Bhagwan approached Satyagopinath. Thus, let us have truth. Why are you speaking against me? He said, this is my dharma. Prabhupada told us to speak against adharma. Krishna is God, no one else is God. Then Kalki Bhagwan, he had many followers. So he sent a threat that if you don't stop talking about me, we will kill you. There is one very famous speaker in Andhra. He very boldly spoke because so many buses come from Andhra to Shirdi. So many. They have all Telugu speaking people and all that. I don't know why. So they spoke against Sai Baba. There was a protest and all. He had to apologize. We have faith in Sai Baba. What is nonsense? I have faith in Rahul Gandhi as Prime Minister. ऐसा होता है क्या? I believe that Rahul Gandhi is the Prime Minister. Right? Some stupid people, they say Modi won 246 BJP, and overall they got a majority also. But Congress from 50 they went up to 99. They didn't even cross 100. They were thinking as if they won the election, They were saying Rahul Baba is shadow prime minister. What kind of shadow prime minister? I believe, I say, Congress people they are saying. Congress people, some people are saying, actually morally we won the election. Alright? What is morally? Somebody says I have faith in ऐसा होता है क्या? According to Constitution, Modi is the Prime Minister. Right? According to Vedas, Krishna is God. Not that I have faith in Sai Baba, so Sai Baba becomes God. So, in order to crush such kind of people, Maharaj Ayati passed the resolution that nobody should worship demigods, only Krishna. Right? When The Supreme Lord, Vasudeva, who created the cosmic administration, exhibits himself as all-pervading, like the sky that holds clouds. And when the creation is annihilated, everything enters into Supreme Lord Vishnu, and varieties are no longer manifested. Without material desires, Maharaj Yayati worshipped Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart as Narayana, and he is invisible to material eyes, although existing everywhere. Although Maharaj Yayati was the king of the entire world, and he engaged his mind and five senses in enjoying material possessions for 1000 years, he was unable to be satisfied. It's a big lesson for all of us. Right? Big lesson to all of us. So, we will skip some part. Then he called his son, after 1000 years, he called his son Puru. Then he gave back his old age. He took back his old age, and then he gave back his youth to Maharaj Puru. And then he declared him as the king of all the 7 islands. Then his elder brothers, they became subordinate to him. Because Maharaj Puru followed his father's instructions. Maharaj Puru said, because father gives this body, one should not disobey the orders of the father. That was his saying. So Maharaj Yayati gave teachings to all of us. Then he said, Yat Prithviya Vrihya Yaha Hiranyam Pashvastriyaha Na Drihyanti Pritam Naha Upsam Kamaha Tasyate. When somebody is influenced by lusty desires, kama, even if has entire earth, Prithvi, all the Vrihiyava, all the barley and all the grains are his. Hiranyam, all the gold belongs to him. And then all the women he can enjoy. Still, he will not be satisfied. Right? How much is enough? How much is enough? By getting how much money? After getting how much money, he will stop working and practice Krishna consciousness full time. How much money if I put how much money I put in your account, then you will stop working and practice Krishna consciousness. Puja Agarwal, how much is enough? Yeah? Nobody, right? Who is a prime example of this? Yeah? Hiranyakashipu. He went and occupied the heavenly planet. And all the demigods are under his control. All the kings on the earthly planet are under his control. All the gold belonged to him. The entire earth planet belonged to him. Except Lord Shiva, Brahma and Vishnu. Everybody was under his control. Right? Saiktam Nirchita Kapu. Even though Sa Vishya, Indriya Priya, even though he has all the control, all the, right? Yatopajosho Bhunjano, na trupiyet achitendriya. He was enjoying to his heart satisfaction. Because his mind is not under his control, he remained unsatisfied. Na trupiyet achitendriya. Because he could not control his mind and his senses. Right? As long as you don't control your mind and the senses, how much ever money you get, how much money you have in the bank, you are not satisfied. Right? That is why. Next verse, you go, next verse. जातु कामा कामानां उपभोगेन साम्यति अभिषा कृष्णवत्मेव भूय एव अभिधीयते. As supplying butter to the fire doesn't get extinguished, but it increases more and more. The more you try to enjoy your senses, the more the senses demand more and more, then your heart will burn. Right? As supplying butter in the fire does not extinguish the fire, but instead increases it more and more. The endeavors to love blessed desires by continual enjoyment can never be successful. One must voluntarily cease from material desires. Next verse. So, this verse I quoted many times. Anybody remembers? Yadanu kurute bhavam sarvabhuteshu mangalam samadrushte stada purushaha sarvaha sukhamaya deshaha. How to become happy? How many of you want to become happy all the time? Please raise your hand. Follow this verse. What is the number one? One must give up the envy of all living entities. Number two, sarvabhuteshu amangalam. Don't desire ill fortune for anyone. Then is equipoised. For such a person, all directions appear happy. How many of you are unhappy? Please raise your hands. What is the cause of your unhappiness? Because we are, number one, we are envious. Number two, others, we desire ill fortune for others. And we are not equipoised. What is the symptom of envy? Symptom of envy is they are enjoying, I am suffering. Right? They are enjoying, others are enjoying, I am suffering. I am chanting, I am reading, I am attending class, but others are enjoying, but I am suffering. That is a symptom of envy. So if there is envy in your heart, if there is envy in your heart, you cannot be happy. And then you pray to God, they also suffer, I also suffer, very nice. Satisfied. At least they are not suffering. They are not happy. Sometimes, when the boy and the girl, they go along for some time and then they break up. What is the biggest thing? If the boy or the girl moves on and finds somebody, and then he or she looks happy, others' heart will burn. If that fellow also is not moved on, then this girl also is not moved on, and then both are satisfied at least. But other fellow moved on and and then found a new partner. How is moved on so easily? I am suffering. There is a lot of envy in this material world. Right? So you want to be happy, what you should do, Sheila ji? You You want to be happy all the time. What you should do? Number one? Huh? Bully? Give up? Envy of all living entities. Number two? Huh? Yeah. So we do some exercise. Right? Close your eyes and then remember a person whom you don't like. Huh? And then pray for his welfare. You do that? हाँ? आपको समझ में आ रहा है? शीला जी आपको समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ? क्या करना चाहिए? क्या करना चाहिए? हाँ? आंखें बंद करके? हाँ? Remember a person whom you don't like. Huh? And then pray to Radha Rasbihari. Huh? You should get all the wealth, comfortable life. Huh? All worries are gone. Pray to Radha Rasbihari. Okay? You all pray? Huh? 2 minutes. Okay? Forgiveness in this world is the greatest virtue. Don't keep grudge against anybody. Huh? Don't, no offense is great enough not to be forgiven. Right? And Lord Ramchandra, he said, I will forgive even Ravanasur if he comes and begs forgiveness. Then somebody asked, you already gave your kingdom to, Lanka's kingdom to Vibhishan. So if Ravanasur comes and begs forgiveness, what he will give you? What he will give you? Ramchandra said, I will convince Bharat to give Ayodhya to Ravanasur. Magnanimity, Ramchandra exhibited on the first day. There was a ferocious battle took place between Rama and Ravana. And Rama defeated Ravanasur very badly. And then he became Nihakta. All his arms and all were broken. And then Ravanasur was standing, expecting Rama to kill him. So Acharyas, they comment, Ramchandra, he would always find good qualities in somebody. When first time Ramchandra saw Ravanasur, he was very impressed. Such a intelligent, Tejasvi, very powerful king. And then he was such a great ruler of the country that people are very happy in his kingdom. Then he had many good qualities. That's why Ramchandra did not want to kill him. He said, okay, if he becomes alright and then begs forgiveness, I will leave him. That is why Ravanasur was expecting Ramchandra to kill him. Rama said, you are very tired, go and take rest. Some other time we will fight again. That was his magnanimity. He was ready to forgive Ravanasur, even though he kidnapped his wife. He gave him so much trouble. Right? So in our lives, also we have sometimes enemies a little bit here and there. We should be able to Forgive such people. Sometimes you have problem with them. You may not like to be friends with them, but you don't be inimical also with them. Don't, because नफरत है ना, प्यार से बहुत बड़ा, very strong feeling. When we hate somebody, we think about that person more than the person whom we love. Right? But we don't want to think of such persons. That's where the best remedy is sometimes you may not be friends, like to be friends with, that's okay. You have trouble accepting them as friends. But don't treat them as also enemies. Otherwise, while doing arti, while doing chanting japa, you think about them. Right? So this is a very great lesson I have learned in my life. Sometimes here and there, we have some arguments and then after that, forgive and forget. So that while doing arti, I don't think about them. Think about Krishna and his pastimes. Okay, we will continue next week. या दुष्टया दुर्मति वीर जीरिया तो या ना जीरयति ताम कृष्णाम दुख निवाहम सर्वकामो दुतम त्यजे. For those who are too attached to material enjoyment, sense gratification is very difficult to give up. Even one is an invalid because of old age. One cannot give up such desires for sense gratification. Therefore, one who actually desires happiness must give up such unsatisfied desires, which are the cause of all tribulations. Prabhupada many times he said, in his lectures, I saw in the purport also, Prabhupada many times Prabhupada wrote, I saw old men, 70 years, 80 years old men, they can't do anything, but their desires have not died out, and they go to nightclubs spending so much money, seeing all kinds of ladies. They can't do anything, old people. In India, we luckily, there is one Home Minister, now he died. Narayan Rane, no. He banned nightclubs,
Yes.
Huh? R.R. Patel. We should thank him, There are, previously there used to be, dance bars. And so many people's lives got destroyed. They chase these ladies, they go to the club and they dance. How they, everybody, they put,
The true notes.
Huh?
The true notes.
Notes, they dance and they dance and they throw on the ladies. And mostly old men, because they can't do anything with their wives, so they satisfy. So we are very, very fortunate. Maharashtra, otherwise is such a disastrous.
But still the night bars are going on. It's full swing. Yes. In Vijayawada, I can on the main road, Nehru Road, campus.
But at least that in Irla there is a very famous Deepa bar, right? All these smugglers and gangsters, and they used to go there, and I know it was in the paper at that time.
Even Muthalia, Muralidharan, the famous Sri Lankan cricketer, spent lakhs of rupees there.
Really?
Yes.
Deepa bar. Anyway, in America, Prabhupada said, in America, France, they have these nightclubs. And then they have all these ladies dancing and people, all old people there. They march. So this is what is written here. Jiryato na jiryati. Even one who is invalid because of old age. Jiryataha. Na jiriyati is vanquished. Even though body has become invalid, but the desires are not vanquished. Right? Next week we will read. There is one very important verse. That's why Maharaj Jayati gives instruction. Don't sit alone even with your mother, sister and daughter. I will explain that verse again. We will conclude Maharaj Jayati's story next week. Okay? Thank you. Anybody has any questions?
This is last translation. Therefore, one who actually desires happiness must give up such unsatisfied desires. So, how do we give up these unsatisfied desires?
I am experiencing by Krishna Smarana. By remembering Krishna, by thinking about Krishna, we can give up these desires. And fear of mind, Prabhupada said, healthy fear should be there. Like during Janmashtami, I ate little sweet, but I did not. During in the Govinda restaurant, they were serving this Sitapalka, Vasudhi, I took a little bit. But during Radhastami, there are so many sweets we made, and I was sitting in that room and then chanting Hare Krishna, but I did not eat one piece of sweet. Because of fear. Right? Because of fear. And I have not only fear, because previously when the fear was there, I was still eating. But now because of so many years of reading, continuous reading of Bhagavatam, now the remembrance of Krishna is increased for me. So because of that remembrance of Krishna, I developed this taste for certain things. Those things which used to appeal to me previously, now I don't like. So that is happening to me without even trying to give them up. So it will happen to you if you read lot of Bhagavatam and remember Krishna. Remember, that's why I keep on telling. Everywhere nowadays it is my slogan. Even in Bangalore also, I gave so many lectures I gave. Saturday 3 lectures, Sunday 3 lectures. 6 lectures I gave in 2 days. And then Monday we were traveling, sightseeing, and then Tuesday again I gave one lecture. So everywhere I am doing this propaganda. Think of Krishna's pastimes. Think of Krishna's pastimes, right? While sitting, while traveling, everywhere, because I've read Krishna book so many times I'm reading Bhagavatam. Simply close your eyes and remember Krishna. That is the solution. The happiness and that satisfaction that you experience. Like nowadays, I've learned 10 or 15 shlokas from Putana's pastime. 10 shlokas. So I chant those shlokas and remember Krishna's Putana killing. Then I have learned Damodar Leela's pastime, around 10 verses. And I chant those verses and remember Damodar Leela. I will tell him, na, morning. Remember? Morning, Putanavar. Afternoon, night, Parsati. I am doing it actually. Every day. Parsati Lila. Actually, whatever I tell you, you should practice. Then only it's possible. Various leelas I remember. And then the beauty of it is, even though like this Brahmanas wives blessed that leela and Kali Mardan leela and Brahma Vivama leela, on a regular basis I remember, I recollect that leela. And then it is amazing, you find more and more happiness by remembering those leelas. Then Prabhupada said, remembering these pastimes of Krishna is actually samadhi. I am not saying this. Prabhupada wrote, this is samadhi. Around 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, what you should do? You should remember Krishna going to forest. And 4:30, 5 o'clock, what you should do? Huh? Huh?
The dust of Raj is there. His hair is dusty.
Yeah. Just imagine, Radha Madhav coming back, Madhav, Shyam Sundar, Rasbihari. In the morning you should remember Krishna going to the forest. Prabhupada said, this is samadhi. You can go and read 21st chapter. Prabhupada wrote Krishna. लेकिन हम नहीं करते हैं ना. What my grandson is doing. What my wife is doing. क्या खाया? फोन करते हैं. What everybody is describing. क्या खाया? Then he was saying we ate paratha. We went to Melkote, our ISKCON temple. They gave very nice, fantastic prasad. We should go, we should make a plan. In Indian Bangalore, there are so many places to see. In one day, I saw so many places. I will give you the list. On Monday, we went to Aprameya temple, Aprameya Swami. Aprameya Swami, very beautiful deity of Vishnu, Lord Narayana. It comes in Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra also. And then Navaneet Krishna. If somebody wants a children, they should go and see Krishna, Navaneet Krishna. Okay? And then we went to Madhur, Ugra Narasimha. Ashtabhuja Perumal. And there is behind this temple there is a very beautiful deity of Varadarajan. The king's, the king's wife. The king was a Jain actually. And Ramarupa converted him to Vaishnava. And the king, the queen became blind. She wanted to have darshan of Varadarajan. The king said, it's very far. He called all the Shilpakaris from Kanchi that you make exactly same replica of Varadarajan deity. They made Varadarajan. Beautiful. There are some 12 feet or some 15 feet deity, Varadarajan. There is if you had seen the photograph, there is a platform in between. There is a platform. Even the pujari was, they put a staircase, staircase liquid, and then he was going on the platform and decorating the deity. Huge. So, as soon as they did Aarti, that lady got back her eyesight. That is Varadarajan. Then we went to Srirangapatnam. There are 3 Ranganath. One is, Ranganath, Krishnapalli, and then this is first Ranganath. Very beautiful, Srirangapatnam. And then one more is Madhyaranga, nearby. We didn't go, next time we will go. Then we went to Melkote from there. Chello Narayana and Sri Narasimha. We went to Yoga Narasimha. Very beautiful. Prahlad Maharaj did tapasya there. And from Shaligram Shila, Narasimhadev appeared. And then we went to Bhuvaraha Kshetram. Huge, Varaha and Bhudevi. Huge. 21 feet. ऐसा देखना पड़ेगा. Bhuvaraha. You must go, because wherever they all have this faith that if anybody goes to Bhuvaraha and asks for a house, they will get. And then all these disputes of land disputes and all, they are getting solved. Then all these builders, association, they are spending some 1,000 crores and building a huge temple. Because there all the disputes are getting solved. And then there are many people who build houses with stones. They had faith. If somebody goes there and makes house with the stones, they will get a house of their own. Then beautiful, this Naga, actually this place is called Nagamandala. Where Babruvahan, Arjuna's son, married, Arjuna married one Nagakanya, Nagin. Unka beta tha Babruvahan. Babruvahan killed Arjuna. So in order to make him alive, he had to go to Nagaloka and drink. So there is a well. Babruvahana jumped into that well, and from that well he went to Nagaloka. Right? And then that fellow, they built such a beautiful, entire, Nagamandala. Then Anantasesh, Rahu Ketu. There are 108 Shankas. Then there is Rahu Ketu, then Anantasesh and all that. So anybody who goes to this temple in Nagamandala, all these doshas of Rahu Ketu and all, the Navagraha dosha, they get relieved. They just go there. Krishna along with Rukmini, Satyabhama, there is one deity of Gopal Krishna, Satyabhama and Rukmini. Another deity, Keshava. Beautiful deity of Keshava. Saumya Keshava. Then another right side, there is Nrsimha. Like that, in one day. Then in Bangalore itself, I had seen many temples, which I have not seen before. Bangalore itself. I went to one temple. Long time back, I read one article where Lord Nrsimhadev appeared as a deity and then initiated one Shiva Vaishnava, and his name was Adi Shatagopan Alvar. And he said, "You serve me and take me all around," and then like that. So this Shiva Vaishnava, they worship this Malola Narasimha, which is self-manifest. Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. Then I wanted to have I had a great desire to have darshan of Malola Narasimha. 2 times I went to Ahobil Mutt, but I never got the darshan. But this time in Bangalore, that Swamiji was doing, Chaturmasi Vrata. Then he came to Bangalore, on Sunday only, 22nd. On 23rd we went. I had darshan of Malavras. They gave nice prasad and all that. So I got less darshan. Then also in Bangalore we went to Dotta Ganesh. And then Big Bull, Nandishwar, you know. Ah, great. Uttara, huge deity of Nandishwar. Appeared, he self-manifest. Nandishwar.
Your place where?
Huh?
Where were you staying? Where were you staying? In Bangalore?
Sheshatripur. Chalo, we will make a plan. Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, हो जाएगा. But you have to fly down. Friday you go, morning flight, and see all the places in Bangalore. Then go to Melkote next day. Then stay in Melkote one day, and then you can see all the places. Because we are brahmacharis and all. I saw all the places in one day for all of you. 3 days. And then Sunday afternoon you can come back.